What's up, everyone? Over the last several months, some crazy stuff has been happening in the Justice League book, one of them being the reveal of Batman's final Batsuit. I'm talking about the end-all be-all Batsuit, the last one ever, and it's so powerful it makes his Hellbat armor look cute. So of course I had to talk about it because Batman, but also because the Justice League book is one of the best monthly books out right now. But before I tell you about Batman's final Batsuit, I have to give you the setup from the last several issues of Justice League, or none of this is gonna make any sense. So this episode is more about how the final Batsuit is revealed, but we do learn some cool stuff about it at the same time. I won't be getting into most of that to the end, but fear not, there will be some Batsuit talk. So back in issue 19 of Justice League, the League figures out that Hawkgirl's wings have a pattern that could be the key to fixing the multiverse, as they think it's some kind of map to the 5th dimension. And who knows the 5th dimension more than the imp Mxyzptlk, as that's where he's from. And yes, that is the proper pronunciation of his name. Don't believe me? Here you go.
It's Mix. Yes. Spit. Lick.
And Bruce Timm we trust. Anyway, the League is able to make a device to track down Mxyzptlk and bring him in. But after messing around with the League for a bit and giving John a clown nose and making his arm into gumballs, he tells them, look, the 5th dimension is imagination. It's everywhere at once, you just can't see it. But ever since you idiots broke the source wall, imagination is running wild. Us imps are wasting away, running out of our lifeblood. Also, the 5th dimension is not where your map is pointing. It's pointing to the 6th dimension. That's right, there's apparently also a 6th dimension, which he breaks down by showing the League a map of the multiverse, while saying something to the effect of, behold, the multiverse. You puny heads exist in 4 dimensions. Now add imagination, which exists outside of time, and ta-da! It's everything at once existing backwards and forwards simultaneously. But there's also a 6th dimension at the very tip top of everything, closed off to all but the most powerful few beings. Mxyzptlk continues to say, the best way to describe it is the multiverse's control room, a realm for things beyond the imagination of almost all living beings, a realm of the impossible where the multiverse was designed and set into motion. And he knows only 4 beings that could exist there before this moment. The brothers 3, who consist of the Monitor, the Anti-Monitor, and the World Forger, and then the one who started it all, their mother, Perpetua. He then says this might be the only place you can get what you need to stop her before it's too late. Mxyzptlk then says the only one who could survive the 6th dimension is Superman, so he makes a portal for him to go through, but shocker, it's a trick, and it's basically a prison of darkness for Superman. At the same time, the rest of the Justice League are teleported to an alternate timeline, aka the 6th dimension, where they see mirror or possible future versions of themselves. Batman says, what just happened? And Superman answers, it's simple, Bruce, we won. Then in issue 20, we see that this Justice League is what the perfect version of the Justice League would look like, having defeated Perpetua, the Monitors, and the World Forger and Doom. Now, pretty much all DC fans know who the Monitors are. I mean, they've even made an appearance in the CW Arrowverse. But Perpetua and the World Forger are new characters, so let's get you up to speed with them. First, Perpetua. She's a celestial or godlike being that created the multiverse that existed before Earth Zero. She was imprisoned many years ago by the Anti-Monitor, the Monitor, and the World Forger, but recently has been freed. She's going to be a massive part of DC's Year of the Villain event. Then we have the World Forger, the first son of Perpetua and brother to the Anti-Monitor and Monitor. He's an all-powerful being who creates worlds out of the World Forge. He's the being responsible for the different crisis events in the DC universe. He causes them by striking his crisis anvil with his hammer to reset things for X, Y, and Z reasons. But now that you know who these new characters are, back to the story. As I just said a bit ago, in issue 20, we were introduced to the perfect version of the Justice League and what they would look like in the future. John Stewart's a White Lantern now, Hawkgirl and Martian Manhunter have a child, Superman went all Gandalf the White, and so on and so forth. Anyway, by issue 21, the League senses that this Superman isn't their Superman, and are finally like, tell us the truth, who are you really? And we see that it's the World Forger, who says this multiverse is my masterpiece, but know this, Justice League, it's also your only hope. We then learn that back on Prime Earth, Mxyzptlk is unimagining all of their reality. The World Forger basically says the only way to save it is with another crisis, and he wants the Justice League to side with him to replace the multiverse he's created with the existing one.
It's a trap!
No! But they ask him what will happen to everyone on their Earth. He says this is where cosmic crises are caused. Like in those times, the essences of any beings who have a place will be transferred here when I strike my hammer and this reality descends. Wonder Woman says, and for those who have no place, the World Forger replies, for the formation to hold, those who will side with Doom must remain locked away forever. Meaning, they're bye-bye, they will cease to exist. And of course, the Justice League will not have blood on their hands, evil or not. So they all decide not to side with him, except for Batman. Batman says, since our battle with Barbados, we keep taking 1 step forward, 2 steps back. We're losing. We have to face it. The stakes are just way too high. The Forger then says, this is the only future possible. Make no mistake, your choice is this. Save only the good or save no one. But enough. It's time for you to vote once again. Answer in your mind and your hearts, and I will accept whatever you choose. They answer, and he says, so be it. You will regret this. As he teleports everyone on the team except Batman to Apokolips, where Lois Lane is the warden of the prison there. Skipping some stuff here and there, we see in issue 23, Superman is still stuck in this dark galaxy prison of sorts, where he's trying to break out, but it's not working. We also see that the League has now become prisoners at the hands of Lois Lane, and her right-hand man, Jimmy Olsen. But this is where we finally start getting to the Batman stuff. Told you it was gonna happen. We see him talking to the World Forger, and the Forger says, I'm glad you stayed, Batman. You're one of the most strategic minds in existence. I'm grateful that you see the inevitability of this past. Batman says, I don't yet. I stayed to hear you out. No tricks, no deceptions, just facts. Straight to the point. The World Forger tells him, my job is to create worlds from people's hopes and fears. Those that might last, I usher towards reality. Those I deem unstable, I return to the Forge. If there is anything I know, it's what stands a chance and what does not. Batman is like, okay, if I do choose to move forward with this, what's my role? What do I have to do? He tells him that Batmite and Mixyez-Spitlick are currently unimagining the fabric of things right now on Earth. And once that happens, the Crisis Anvil will appear before him and his hammer will light up. He then will strike the anvil and this current universe he made will descend on the Vanished One. He also says he wants Batman to convince his friends that this is the only way forward. Batman asks, what about Superman? The Forger says he's locked away in a galaxy made to contain him, but he's trying to reach us. Batman asks, can he? World Forger says, all other versions have failed, but yours is prime. It's possible. If he does, he will fight me, and we will all surely die. He then reveals to Batman that he wants proof of loyalty, and he wants Batman to remove the suns away from Superman, meaning Soup's gonna die. And believe it or not, by the end of the issue, Batman does it and says, I'm sorry, Clark. There's so much I wish I could tell you right now, so much to say, but there's no time for anything, except goodbye. As Superman's only glimmer of sun goes out.
How you gonna do soup like that, man?
How you do best bro like that?
How you gonna do soup
How you
like
do
that,
best
man?
bro? Now, of course, in the next issue, issue 24, Superman isn't giving up and he's still trying to escape, but to no avail. Also, at this point, I'm kind of skipping over some stuff with the Justice League being on Apokolips because I really want to focus on the Batman stuff. Anyway, in issue 24, we are brought back to the World Forger's tower again, where Batman and him are still talking. And we see that he takes Batman to the greatest seat of power in existence, where only the maker and breaker of the universe may enter. To which Batman says, your throne room? And the World Forger says, no, Batman, yours. Boom! Got him! Batman, not understanding, opens the door and says, my God. The Forger then explains to him, look upon your work, Batman, the Sunbox. Batman asks, this is the device I built to determine who would side with us, with the League, so we could strike first and win the war? The Forger says, yes, this chair built from Element X allowed you to see people's hearts. But then you took it further, imagined greater. You built the final Batsuit around the chair for yourself. Not just to determine people's minds, but to change them, rewrite them cell by cell. That's right, Batman built a Batsuit with Element X that has the capability to not only change people's minds, but literally rewrite them cell by cell. And not only that, this Batsuit is the only reason why this future Justice League thinks the way they do, because Batman used it on them. That's son of a B. The World Forger says, you are the only being alive who could do it. You are the greatest knight of the universe, Bruce Wayne. Yet again confirming that Batman is one of the most badass beings in the multiverse. Powers or no powers. After this, we see that the Justice League is able to escape Warden Lois Lane with the help of a future version of the Legion of Doom. How dope is that? The League then meets the World Forger and his Justice League back at the Hall of Justice, where they prepare to fight for the multiverse. Batman then shows up in a big blast, and Barry Allen says, Batman, are you here to help us? Batman says, while wearing his final Batsuit, sorry, Barry, but it's time to imagine a different ending. Oh, snap.
Bats turns on speed! What the freak?
And that insanity brings us all the way to issue 25, where we see an all-out battle for the future between the Justice League and the World Forger's alternate reality Justice League. We also see that the World Forger's hammer has lit up and the Crisis Anvil is nearly formed, which we know means that the imps have succeeded in unraveling Prime Earth. Batman then turns to the World Forger and is like, yo, give me one more chance to convince the League that this is the way. The request is granted, but let's just say that the Justice League wasn't in the mood for a discussion at that point. So we get some awesome pages of Batman soloing the Justice League with his final Batsuit. It is glorious. However, this is where we learn that it was all part of Batman's plan, as he tells the League, "I've been a detective all my life, and a detective looks for answers. And in this place, I found the answer to how we win, the only way forward. I need you to look past yourselves like I'm trying to do, past everything. I need you to see it. See it now." And it's revealed that Batman's plan was trusting in Superman, that Superman would find a way out of his dark prison and save the day. And his trust was proven true, as with hope, determination, and the memories of his loved ones, Superman eventually finds suns and starts flying through them, becoming incredibly supercharged and powerful. How powerful? I couldn't tell you exactly, but it's up there among his most powerful moments in comics, that's for sure. Which is saying a whole lot. But I mean, he's flying through sun after sun, which is charging him up more and more. The comic even says he moves faster than he ever has, at a speed beyond physics, beyond imagination, a white-hot stylus skimming over the dark, redrawing what is possible. So going by that, this could very well be the most powerful Superman has ever been. I mean, he literally flies into the 6th dimension by himself. I don't even know how that works. Anyway, Superman eventually makes his way back to where the League and Batman are and literally KOs the World Forger with a right hook. Just more proof that this is easily one of Superman's most powerful moments. Soloing a creator of universes. Not the universe, universes. Go ahead and check that off your bucket list. Dude literally sets crises into play, changing all reality, and Superman knocked him on his butt with a single punch. And people wonder why I think Superman is the most powerful superhero ever. In the end, Batman's plan works, and he, along with Supes and the rest of the Justice League, win the battle, ultimately convincing the World Forger to fight along their side against Perpetua and the coming Doom. Which leads us into the year of the villain event. But this 6th Dimension storyline is awesome. In fact, the whole Justice League title has been great. I really recommend you read it, especially this particular story that starts in issue 19. Because as I mentioned, we skipped a bunch of great moments and details in the overall story to focus on the things that were most important in leading us to the final Batsuit reveal. And speaking of, let's do a quick recap on that, shall we? Batman created a Batsuit that can make people do whatever the heck he wants them to do. It also has enough advanced tech that it gave him the ability to solo the entire Justice League. But that just adds to the cool factor, because you don't even need that tech if you could see someone's heart and literally rewrite their mind cell by cell into whatever you want. It's just insane. But besides that, we don't know much else regarding the exact specs of the final Batsuit, although, like I said earlier, it was created with the element X, aka 10th metal, which was discovered in the Dark Knight's metal arc. It's basically the purest form of creation itself. Not to mention, it could be manipulated by thought and achieve nearly anything. And that, my friends, is the material that Batman used to make a Batsuit. So if that doesn't give you a bat boner, I don't know what will. In fact, I can't wait to see this suit again because it just looks amazing. And my God, the possibilities of it. This was like the biggest tease because we saw it, but not for long. I just need to see it used again in another story. It's so dope. But that wraps up our breakdown on this epic reveal and the story surrounding it. Let us know what your thoughts are on this new Batsuit and even Superman's epically powerful moment in the comments below. Other than that, that does it for today. But as always, be sure to follow us on social media like our Twitter, our Facebook, and our Instagram. Links for those are in the description as always. And if you like our videos, please subscribe. But I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.